Hi everybody, this is Lee, and with this video, I'm once again talking about Jill Stein's Green New Deal. I'll post a link in the description so people can read it in detail. It's pretty straightforward, and basically it's pretty timely. It was timely when she first started talking about it, and it's very timely now. Fortunately, Tulsi Gabbard in the United States House was in a position to actually start the wheels into motion for a Green New Deal. That her Off Fossil Fuels Act that she introduced, with about 7 co-sponsors into the United States House, actually sets the Green New Deal into motion, whether it was intentional or not. That's the way, hopefully, it'll work out. But with the weather events that we've been having lately, have become so extreme with the weather systems coming off the Gulf Coast and making landfall and leaving wreckage behind, and then the fires that we're having in the western states, and then in the wintertime with the extreme snowfall in the northeastern states and some of the midwestern states. That weather events are becoming more extreme, and that people feel that climate change is a result of human activity, fossil fuel consumption. And so the Green New Deal is one solution. The Off Fossil Fuel Act is another solution. And then there are many more. But for this video, I'm going to talk about the Green New Deal and the fact that it's actually a jobs program. It's a way to convert the decaying fossil fuel economy into a new green economy that is environmentally sustainable, economically secure, and then socially just. And that it will also guarantee full employment and generate up to 20 million new living wage jobs, and then make the government, the employer of last resort, with a very major public jobs program. And so, where who's gonna pay for it? Where is the money? Is the first thing that people usually ask. And so, good question. Ask our military defense contractors, where's the money? Where is the money that would put people to work? Where is the money that would fix the infrastructure along the Gulf Coast? Where is the money that would push our renewable energy development, production, transmission, distribution forward? Where's the money? So we'll get to that. But anyway, the point of the Green New Deal is to invest in sustainable businesses, including cooperatives and nonprofits, providing grants and loans, with an emphasis on small, locally based companies to keep the wealth created by local labor circulating in the community rather than being drained off to enrich absentee investors. Move to 100% clean energy by 2030. Invest in clean energy technologies that are ready to go now. Redirect research funds from fossil fuels and other dead-end industries towards research in wind, solar, tidal, and geothermal activity. Invest in research in sustainable non-toxic materials and closed-loop cycles that eliminate waste and pollution, as well as organic agriculture, permaculture, and sustainable forestry. And so also to create a commission for economic democracy to provide publicity, training, education, and then direct financing for cooperative development. Strengthen democracy via participatory budgeting and institutions that encourage local initiative and democratic decision making. Establish a renewable energy administration on the scale of Franklin Delano Roosevelt's huge success with the Rural Electrification Administration that was launched in 1935, and that this brought electrical power to rural America, 95% of which at that time had no power. And so this system, this administration, has been emulated by other countries. That initiative provided technical support, financing, and coordination to more than 900 municipal cooperatives, many of which still exist today. And so the Green New Deal will actually update this model by FDR with eco-friendly energy sources. And so, I mean, that could include, of course, electrical systems, communication systems, internet, things like that, making improvements. And so also the intention of the Green New Deal is to end unemployment in America once and for all by guaranteeing a job at a living wage for every American willing and able to work. And so there's more information about the building, the infrastructure, regional food systems, public services, education, youth programs, things like that. They're detailed here. And so, of course, the goal for the Green New Deal is 100% clean energy by 2030 by Jill Stein. I think Tulsi Gabbard made her target date 2035, entirely reasonable. And so, Jill Stein is also saying that there's a need to invest in offshore wind, which I personally support, rather than offshore drilling, which certain members of our current Congress support. The public jobs program is an integral part of the Green New Deal. And there's also a description on how to pay for it. Jill Stein saying that there's a need for revenues from between $700 billion to $100 trillion annually for the Green New Deal. $400 billion will be for the public jobs programs, and that the estimate for the transition to 100% clean energy start at $200 billion per year. And so she's saying that, let's see, there is an economic expert, his last name is Jacobson, that the total capital cost to go to 100% renewable energy in the United States would be 13.4 trillion. Much of those capital costs could be covered by diverting existing investments in non-renewable energy. So the current subsidies and the tax breaks that are supporting a dying fossil fuel industry, that can be redirected towards new industry. America's coal and nuclear power stations are old. Many are dilapidated. In order to keep the lights on in the United States, a new energy system will need to be constructed. And so the prices for renewable energy, she says, have been falling very fast, and that includes wind and solar. And so there is investments that can be made. Using renewable energy instead of coal and gas will mean healthcare costs will go down, because the foundation of a green, clean energy system, healthy food, and pollution prevention, and active transportation are also the foundations of human health. And that the Green New Deal pays for itself through the prevention of chronic disease, which consumes about 75% of $3 trillion in annual healthcare costs. And so that's connected also with our current medical system, and then the potential for a Medicare system for all. They're connected. And so there's more information here about what it is, how to pay for it, how to achieve it. Very detailed information, and I'm going to post a link to Jill Stein's Green New Deal. Let people read through that. And then also Tulsi Gabbard's Off Fossil Fuels, which is the Green New Deal legislation that has been introduced into the United States House. Very timely, very informative, very necessary. I say good luck.